Well, I can't think of a better way to start my Monday night than talking about some nerd shit with y'all, and also my script too. I think I think there's going to be a couple ways that I can probably approach this, but I think the best way to do it is when I talk about manipulator, I want to talk about like different aspects of it. Talk about, how the writing process kind of lays out, but more importantly, like the different pieces that goes with it. So like the soundtrack, I want to do something about the the setting and where it takes place and whatnot, and the state of the world, I guess. Along with maybe not characters. I'm still cooking in my brain a little bit with that. But what I want to talk about was the soundtrack to Manipulator. And the way I approached the soundtrack is very I don't know. Like I don't know really how I went about other than just listening to a bunch of bands that I like, I worked in retail. In particular, I worked in a little shoe store called Vans. And that was what really began my musical journey, just having like certain songs on the radio, like on its like playlist radio. It's like these like CDs they send every 2 or 3 months, like every other quarter. It just send out these CDs for us to rotate between like different, art, like just huge playlists of artists and whatnot. And they're mostly consist of like hip hop, but rock, a lot of rock, and like in particular like surf rock and a little bit of punkish rock, garage type of thing, type of vibe, lo-fi vibe. And I discovered a lot of bands when I was working there. Several. One, few, then several. Good God, Adam, get it together. It's been a long day, okay? Leave me alone. Yo, what's up with this camera? I feel like I'm like 5 feet. I'm not. I'm like 5'11". Hold on. Sorry. Pause. Adjusting the camera. Is that better? Sure. Why not? I guess. Cut all that out. We're wasting time. So much dead air. I don't know what people are just freaking out, So many people. That's the thing about, like, I don't know, tangent time. Dead air. I think it's misunderstood. You know what I mean? I think we need more shit to confuse ourselves whether or not our headphones are working, or if our like computer or iPad or phone is just stop using volume. It's like, did I just blow out the speaker? Where's the volume? Nope, it's just your boy having dead air. Okay? Because it's like it's always a huge prevalent thing that like so many podcasts do that's just like a major no-no. I want to have the longest dead air. I think I'm just going to hit record, sit here, and just breathe into the microphone and leave. And I'm just going to upload it to YouTube and podcasts everywhere. Just like that's the episode. It's just mouth breather McGee at it again. But this time he has no words to say. So yeah, going back to the soundtrack, when I worked at Vans, I discovered a few bands when I worked at Vans, and I didn't quite put my finger on like certain kinds of like rock. Like when I was in high school, I was never into that kind of rock. I was very much into like house, EDM, dubstep, when dubstep was a huge fucking thing back in 2010, 2011. I know like people are going to say it's been a thing before then. Dog, it was then if it became a thing, then it just became like a fucking phenomenon around the 2010. Okay? Is that better? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I've only listened to that kind of music, and when I got to work and discover newer bands, I start to like talk with other people too, and like they would comment like certain songs that would come on, and they're like, "Oh man, if you like this band, you would love this band," and you get into rabbit holes like that. And so since then, I just built like this, I guess, repertoire, to use a super fancy word of the day. And I listened to a whole bunch of bands that I loved so much. And so I was like, you know what? I want to really like go through each and every discography. And because I was always driving, I grew up in the Bay Area, and there's certain cities that you can travel to that have like pretty good public transportation. I lived on like the East Bay, where it's not a ton of transportation other than BART, and that only goes like, at least when I was there, only went so far, and it didn't go like super far out into the East Bay. So I used to drive all the fucking time, and I lived pretty outside of the Bay Area for the most part, but I would travel inside to go to work and whatnot. And it's just an hour of time to just kill and listen to albums and whatnot. And so for almost 10 years of working retail, I just, while sitting in traffic, just listen to music nonstop. And then after a few months, I get sick of it and I just want to listen to some like talk shit. So, of course, got your Mark Marons and the Bill Burrs and Tom Segura, Christina P., Your Mom's House podcast and all that stuff, and fell down that podcast rabbit hole. But for the most part, like listening to music was a huge part of like why I think using music, especially like with a good soundtrack, can work in a film. And growing up, I've always had it in the back of my brain that I wanted to do it, and seeing films like Edgar Wright films or Quentin Tarantino films, I realized that like this is definitely something that I can get away with, especially with newer music. Because the thing that bothered me the most was that, I mean, I guess not bother me, but I want to listen to like newer shit. You know what I mean? And of course, there's needle drops, like new needle drops in shows and newer movies and stuff with like recent bands and punk bands and stuff, but none that like actually calls to what the scene is, the vibe, the way it's the way the lyrics lay out, and everything, every aspect of the song plays almost in every single scene. Maybe not every single, but almost every scene, at least crucial moments and action sequences and all that, they play a very major role in the overall script. And that's the starting point, right? And so as I was writing the script, it was sort of like I would listen to the soundtrack, and then that would call to my writing, and then it would be vice versa after a while. Because after I started developing the characters sort of speak for themselves and really flushed out the plot, what I wanted, and the journey that I wanted to tell, the adventure, I should say. And yeah, and so I couldn't think of anything better than to use, like kind of dingy's the wrong word, but it's bands that fit, in my opinion, the set and setting of, or at least the atmosphere of what Manipulator is. And I think this music is perfect for it, and I'm excited. I genuinely love these bands. Between I have Ty Segall, which was kind of the inspiration of the title of the film Manipulator, just twisting yoinked right off of one of his my favorite albums of all time, which is also called Manipulator. And I always thought that's just a fucking rad name. I thought it was such a dope name, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta use it. It called me very late in the game. I would say like probably in the last like 6 months. I want to say, because I had another name for it and I can't remember what, but it wasn't good. I'll say that it was not. It was not good at all. So I came with Manipulator from Ty Segall, and I don't know if it's Ty Segall or Siegel, but people like he himself had said Ty Segall, which is crazy because people like so many people I know say Seagal, which is like it's not like it's Jason Seagal, or fucking Steven Seagal. Where mama at? I know music. I studied music for 78 years and Aikido for 152. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know how to play the guitar, drums, and trombone all at the same time. All right, let's stop. It's not a good Steven Seagal. Where mama at? Yeah, shout out to Lawman. Steven Seagal, some of the most crazy fucking reality TV ever to exist in history. It's just like Tom Segura has a phenomenal bit. So anybody who, do I want to link it? I don't know. Editing fucking clips into this video sucks. I just gotta say, I hate it. I hate it so much. But I might add a bit here. If not, the link's in the description. All right, fucking leave me alone. But yeah, Tom Segura has a great bit on Lawman. So check it out. It's like one of his first stand-up specials too. It's like I think Completely Normal, which is one of my favorite stand-up specials. So going back to the soundtrack, a few other bands that I have, some of my favorites. Actually, I think all of them are my favorites. And some that I discovered very late in the game. I think Owl Nation or Owl Nation. It just has a fucking crazy ass song that's in the beginning of the script, and I'm very excited about that one. Also, Richard Swift. Richard Swift is probably one of my favorite lyricists, but also, he's kind of like it's very it might feel sad, but not really. And I discovered Richard Swift by way of Joe Swanberg film, a classic Joe Swanberg film, Drinking Buddies. And when I listened to that soundtrack, which is a phenomenal soundtrack, and go watch Drinking Buddies. It's a great. That's one of the films I watch almost every single year. It's a masterclass in acting. Has Olivia Wilde, Jake Johnson, Anna Kendrick, Ron Livingston, the goats. All white cast, very problematic, but it's a good film, super good. Very good story, and yeah, I enjoy it, and phenomenal soundtrack. So, that was that was one of them. Few super indie rock bands like Vampire or Bronco, Mystic Braves, Rad Key. A lot of those garage punkish kind of, dingy vibes. I don't know. Like somebody said dingy, and I was like, that accurately describes the kind of music, but I don't know. It sounds like it's derogatory towards these bands, and they're not. There's such great songs. I'm excited. I'm excited to hopefully do it, and show it because these are great needle drops. I'm looking forward to them. Co-Hangers too. Super awesome. Atlanta band. Yeah, Ty Segall. I'm trying to think. The Growlers too. Yeah. So again, some of these bands I kind of discovered along the way as I was, listening to like basically like I listened to Ty Segall and Black Lips, which is part of Manipulator, and I love Black Lips. And a couple of other people, a couple of other bands, but it's just like everything feels like they're bleeding together because all these bands are so fucking good. They're so good. And I listened to all their albums. And a few of their shows were amazing too. But it's music means a lot to me. And so when I hear these bands, when I listen to them, I can't help but to think of like different scenes and different ways of utilizing a song, for a badass scene, but also like other ways, and like even just having dialogue. Like I think there's certain songs that can even fit a conversational piece, which might be weird because why would you have lyrics on top of dialogue? But I don't know. I think there's certain songs that can work, and plenty of songs have done it. I think Scorsese's also done it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I could talk about with the script and the soundtrack. It's about it. I'm excited about these bands. I love the fact that like these are like super small independent bands that like I'm not trying to say is like nobody heard any of these bands. I'm sure a lot of people would. But the fact that like these songs just exist, like it's just a way for me to show that there is great fucking music out there for all those weird idiot nerds that say, music is just haven't been great since the 90s. It's crazy. It's like I'm like every time I hear that, and you'd be surprised how many times I still hear that. It's like, oh, the early 2000s, dude, fucking that shit slapped. It's like, what do you mean you mean Limp Bizkit or Nickelback? Chill, dude. Relax. I mean, don't get me wrong, Evanescence slapped here and there, but god damn, chill. Remember, Saint Anger came out in 2004. Metallica's Saint Anger. Remember that shit? The horrible drum fill? Holy mother of God. I was getting a headache. Speaking of which, I shot my ear off earlier, right before I recorded. I cranked by accident the volume gain to 10, and I blasted the headphones to a 10. So when I turned on my fucking my pod recorder, I just fucking blew my ears out. Just as hard as Lars Ulrich's snare drum in Saint Anger. Man, it's not like I'm getting paid from YouTube, so I might drop a little clip, for you guys to listen. So Uh, fair warning for headphones. If you're using headphones, turn it down because these drums are stupid. All right. Well, turn your headphones back up. For Christ's sakes. You can't even hear me. Okay? God. I'm already imagining myself that it's gonna take another hour and a fucking half to edit in because I'm an idiot. Can't figure out editing software, bro? You a toddler? I am. I'm literally a newborn baby. You know? So yeah, I think the soundtrack fits with the overall vibe of the story because, like I said a few episodes ago, I've definitely wanted to set a post-apocalyptic adventure that has, depth, but also not as sad and not as dreadful as a lot of post-apocalyptic films usually like to intend. Aside from pretty much I think the Mad Max series is also pretty glum as well, but it's still fun. It's just a fun ass franchise. It's a great movie. Fury Road. Shout out to Road Warrior, biggest inspiration for Manipulator. So shout out to Mad Max Road Warrior. Beyond Thunderdome 2, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'd say the first half of the movie for some reason I liked, and then the other half I wasn't a fan of. But that was back in 2003 when Turner Classic Movies was around, and they just played literally everything. Or no, I'm sorry, AMC. It was AMC that literally played every single fucking movie, which was insane. I guess back at that time, because it blew my mind. There would just be Star Wars that would play at night and shit like that. So shout out to AMC back in the early 2000s. That shit was wild. American Movie Channel, y'all. More like American Show Channel, ASC. Fuck, got him. So, that's been my Manipulator minute. And yeah, I'm excited for the soundtrack. I'm still trying to get eyes on the script and whatnot, and hopefully get anybody with a big bag of money that is like, you know what, kid, make your movie. I'm fucking forever in debt, dude. Whatever you need. If you need help moving, fucking hit me up. Anyways, I guess we can get into some news. It's not really new. Well, it's news. I'm not a news guy. I realize, it's hard for me to report new shit because A, I do care about it, but B, not so much enough to talk about it at length and the gossip and what's gonna happen. But I did want to talk about something that it touches my childhood, to a maximum limit. When I saw this in the morning, I thought it was fake, and I was bummed, and I was like, whatever, probably never gonna have my dream actually come true. But, ladies and gentlemen, it fucking did. It fucking did, because Wolverine is back, baby, with fucking Deadpool. And we finally saw the motherfucking suit, the classic yellow-blue suit, dog. I'm so excited. That shit is just going to be wild. Because there's no way that not no one will be at the fucking theaters when that shit drops. I mean, I am, say what you will. I mean, like the last couple of movies that's been in the theaters were just fucking, they're just bummy McBum bums. And I don't know. I'm hopeful, I think, because I was listening to some news podcasts that does, comic book and geek and pop culture news and stuff like that, like Christian Harloff and the Real Rejects and all that. And I watched a little bit and found out that like the fuck, I lost my train of thought because I thought, like, I still feel my ears ringing, and I just, like, it completely fucks me up every single time because my ears are still ringing. Like, it fucked me up so bad that I was like, I don't know if I can record. But I'm here because I want to do it, and I was looking forward to it all fucking day to do this shit. I get no fucking views. I don't care. I just want to just talk into a void for just a little bit. Give me an excuse to do something. But yeah. So when I have this, or when I see this this picture of the Wolverine suit, I realize that like most of the time, like when you do big crossover shit, it would probably be whack, right? And so I understand a lot of people would think it's like, all right, well, it's, another superhero movie. So, but I don't know. I guess it's the bias in me because seeing Wolverine for the first time, Hugh Jackman portray as Wolverine, it was fucking iconic. Like the movie, like the theater erupted when X-Men 1 came out. There was just like, I don't know. There was like, it was like something in the air. I still remember it to this day. And I also love Deadpool. The first Deadpool too was like super fucking like climactic and shit. Like the entire movie theater erupted in that as well. Deadpool 2 as well. It wasn't a bad sequel. But seeing this is just blew my mind because I never thought it would really happen. It's like, here's the thing with superhero shit, right? They do the things that you want like some 50% of the way, and then some 60% of the way, and then some 70% of the way. Your Avengers Endgame and Infinity War and stuff. But then it's like, there's just certain films that are just like, you are just not hitting it at all. And I got to make a redaction, ladies and gentlemen. I made a mistake. I made a mistake with Marvel's Secret Invasion. I made a mistake. I do think that Gravik is good. Is good. I know I talk shit about the Skrull, the head honcho of the Skrulls, right? Or no, not the Kree. No, can't be. No, because it's just like some like colony, right? Like a group of them. Adam, you have the internet. You can just look it up. No. Okay? I'm having a conversation with you. I don't want to pull up the shit and stop. Whatever. But you know what I mean. It's just like when I want to, just keep having a stream of consciousness. I don't want to just stop and be like, let me look this up. And then the entire episode's basically ruined because I can't remember the last fucking thing, So, yeah. I think this Wolverine, this upcoming Deadpool Wolverine mush up is going to pop off, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going to pop off. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So watching some of like the geek news shit, I found out that that Hugh Jackman like he was excited to do this film, but what I found that's most interesting is that they didn't really make any announcement other than like the video of, you know, like them coming back and whatnot, and now this photo. But I'm wait, I don't think San Diego Comic-Con passed, right? I'm not gonna look it up. Fuck it. Whatever. Even if it did, it's like we're in convention season, right? For the most part. And usually you would be dropping some crazy shit. Be dropping some. I don't think San Diego Comic-Con's. I think it's coming up. It's not coming near. Well, also too, I don't even think Marvel and fucking Warner Brothers are showing up. At least I don't think. But whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, I think this Wolverine looks fucking sick. I wanted this from the first X-Men, because before that X-Men, I definitely watched the 90s X-Men, which came on so weird. It came on oh fuck. It was one of it wasn't what maybe it was Cartoon Network. I don't know. But they played like a rerun of it. Was it Nickelodeon? No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be. I'll look it up, and I'm probably making all this shit up. But I remember specifically watching the 90s X-Men on TV, because I remembered a friend of mine like commented on it and was like, "Oh, the comic books are so good," and I didn't even know they were comic books. And it's crazy because like it's like you would imagine we would have more animated shows deriving from comic books that would pop the fuck off. That I would feel like it would do amazing. Like in terms of show, like anime does that all the fucking time. You know what I mean? You would imagine that like there's got to be like certain comic book series that just slap as an animated series. That would just be fucking awesome. And the 90s X-Men series was God, it was fucking god tier American anime. You know? It was really good. And I think it's coming back, or like a variation of it is coming back or whatever, which is cool. Like I'm excited for it, but like, you know, again, it's like I feel like there's a lot of good comic books that are kind of left on the table for good TV storytelling, you know. It's ripe for that shit. Yeah, so Wolverine coming back, classic yellow suit, childhood, awesome, wonderful. I love it. I'm excited. Definitely going to be there. But I was always going to show up to the theaters for it no matter what, even if he didn't have the original suit. And just seeing it now is just like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, all right, I'm not only on board, but I am locked the fuck in. I'm engaged. Exciting shit, man. Very excited for that shit. So yeah, is that it for whatever the fuck the news? Can't think of anything else that I read or saw that was like, whoa. But yeah. Movies I haven't watched, but I did watch The Bear season 1. It's watch list time, y'all. So yeah, I watched The Bear season 1. I'm gonna watch season 2 tonight. So probably have another one tomorrow, and I'll probably have like a whole encompass like breakdown of the show so far. Because the characters are deep. And it is fucking awesome. The show is phenomenal. It's so goddamn good. It's available on Hulu. So I highly recommend it. It's a show about cooking, which is funny because you would think that, like, I remembered watching a movie called Burnt with Bradley Cooper. And I remember watching a trailer. And for whatever reason, I was like, dude, this shit is gonna fucking pop off. And I remembered watching the movie and felt like it was just... I felt... There's a few things that I felt. I did feel like it was sort of... I don't know. Like, I'll say this. The bear is the closest... like the closest in terms of reality of what I imagine a chef would be, especially in this, like, day and age, you know, where, like, half of the shit that Bradley Cooper done, like, in Burnt, like, you would get, like, fucking launched into the stratosphere for doing, like, half of the shit that, like he fucking grab people, you throw them, he fucking, you know, get pissed off, he'll throw plates at walls and shit like that, which, I mean, yeah, there's a fair amount of throwing and shit in The Bear, but it's silly, and also, like you can... every move and every action in the way that Bear has portrayed himself, the main character of the show, is 100% justified. Like, and the end justified its means, which is a horrible, hacky writing way of speaking, but it definitely did in this circumstance, because ultimately, like, the main character, Bear, he well, his name is Carmy, but I think Bear is and it's adorable too, because, like, his sister, I think their last name is like Berzotto or Bearzotto or whatever. And I just always thought it was, like, so adorable that, like, all the siblings called each other Bear. At least, like, the brother and the sister, Carmy and I forgot her name, Sugar, I think. Like, they both call each other Bear. That's awesome. It's great fucking piece of writing. It's just those little moments. You know what I mean? And another thing too, between the brother and sister thing, that's, like, the best relationship that I've seen this far. Because it's like, at least sibling relationship that I've seen on screen so far. Because so many times have I seen that, like, the brother and sister thing can be awkward or a little weird, and yeah, maybe it's chemistry, but, like, some of the dialogue choices also just is like, you know, I don't know anybody that would say, like, some of these things to their own fucking sibling. Like, that's silly. So when Carmy and Sugar talk to each other, so spoiler alert, spoiler territory, spoiler, fucking blah, 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 blah. I don't know. It's just, you know, I want to announce it just so people just don't fucking throw their phones or computers, you know, because of spoilers. But, so you've been warned. So when, their brother passed, their relationship was always constant but strained. Like, they know that they are family at the end of the day, but they keep each other in check quite a bit, you know, because Carmy is, like, just so fucking dead focused on everything, and his sister is just like, listen, like, you don't call, you know, and every time you do, it's something bad. And it sucks, you know. I want to just talk to my fucking brother. I don't want to, you know, just keep having, like, this, you know, fucking conversation about the restaurant or their dead brother or any of it. You know, just be normal siblings. And I felt like towards the end of the season, they really like you really see them have like their relationship sort of evolved, right? And I think that was a fucking rad thing, especially with the sous chef and whatnot. And that's kind of a different relationship, but and that sous chef Sydney, just that actor, that actress or actor, whatever. She is like just mind-blowingly amazing. She really is. And her comedic timing is fucking impeccable. You know, when the patissier, the Marcus dude, he had his buddy come into the shop, and his buddy kind of looked at Sydney up and down and kind of checking her out, and Sydney just like looks at him and looks back at Marcus, like having a conversation with him, and then he was like, she just like, I don't know what it is because it sounds stupid if I explain it, but she just gave a deadpan ass, like just 3-second great beat of her looking back at Marcus, back at the dude, and back at Marcus, then back at the dude, and just goes, "Who are you? Why are you here in this restaurant? I don't fucking know you. Get the fuck out of here." I don't know why. It just like it made me. It's those stupid moments that I love so much that when actors do it, they fucking nail it. They nail it every single time. It's so fucking great. It's awesome. So yeah, season 1 of The Bear is amazing. Like I think it's great storytelling even from the first 5 minutes. Give or take like the metaphor of a real bear, I can take or leave with. But in just like his reaction, especially when he talks about how like seeing a fire or seeing a fire just starting in front of you, knowing that you need to put it out, but what if everything along with his anxiety just goes up, And I think that's like fucking crazy and insane. Because definitely have that like kind of feeling of like some version of a scorched earth just feels like a purge, like it's just you're just like just getting out everything that you don't want, or at least all the things that you don't want to carry. It's just all going to burn down with the fire and stuff, which is horrifying to really think about. But also, when you break it all down, especially in terms of what Carmy is dealing with what Bear's dealing with, you kind of feel for the guy, especially towards the end of the season. When he just like tries to light up a cigarette, which is a crazy thing to do inside of a kitchen. I don't know. Like, that's just like, when I saw him pull out a cigarette and he just was about to light it with the fucking stove, I'm like, that's a choice. And so he did. Oh, hold on. I want to write this down. That'll be a good segue to talk about. But I wanted to talk about for a moment with the fire thing. I just thought that like the end of the season, you feel for Carmy, right? Because it's things are stacking up one another that feels like there's no way out, right? Like half your fucking team is gone, Marcus left, Sydney's sick of it. She stormed off, rightfully so, because he was just he was just belligerent. He was just kind of all over the fucking place. Of course, they found each other. They found their way back towards each other. At least Marcus before Sydney, but still, it's just one of those things where it's one of those instances where like a character that is going through so much that justify, because nothing justified the amount of anger that Bradley Cooper had with his character in Burnt. Not to say that like anything against the film itself, but it definitely shows when you see anger on screen that's justified. That is like you fucking hit a tipping point and your cousin is out of his fucking mind, Richie, and you know everyone is talking to you. You got problems everywhere, and debt is just piling up. You can't even pay your own crew. It's sounds like filmmaking, independent filmmaking. But yeah, the environment you are definitely a part of as the audience. And I love that. I love that because it's a journey, but it's like I've always liked shows like Cheers because it feels like you're just at the end of the day you're breaking open a cold one with your buddies, you know, as white as that show was. It was I appreciate it for that matter. You know what I mean? And I don't think there was many shows that make you feel like you're part of that family. Just in of itself, because how the camera is so fucking close to all these actors, like it was like giving me anxiety sometimes with some of the direction and stuff. And that oneer, and for those of you who don't know what a oneer is, it's just a continuous shot that just does not fucking cut. And I think it's episode 7. It was second to the last episode. I'm pretty sure. Just has this crazy oneer that was so dialogue heavy that not even fucking Aaron Sorkin can nail. You know what I mean? With how fast and how quick, you know, his writing skill is, like with Social Network and, you know, West Wing and all that. Like, this kind of writing and this kind of pace is absolutely what it feels like to be in the service. Not getting stabbed in the ass or, you know, throwing shit against the wall, of course, but like, there wasn't really much throwing against the wall. It was just like, I think one thing, but like, you know, I just keep thinking about Burnt and how utterly ridiculous it is because, again, nothing against Bradley Cooper and all that. It's just every single time I think about that movie, I get angrier because there's so many decisions that was so unnecessary that felt like there was another way to go about it, right? Like, I think like it would have been hilarious, or maybe not hilarious, but like, you know, a better way of like having like a Ted Lasso kind of chef, you know, who wants everybody to do their best and sometimes would crack the whip, but for the most part would always empower everyone else, you know, because so many times, you know, like you watch chef shit all the fucking time. Is it always like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's always like that. The closest I've been to in that environment is coffee. And that shit can get intense, especially during rush hour. But you know, there's no like artistic creative expression when it comes to that as what restaurants usually do. And I just find it hard to believe that like real chefs are like that. They just treat their workers like absolute dog shit and then just like yell at them for no reason, you know, and tell them to like fuck off and go home or whatever. It's just like, that's just crazy. Like Gordon Ramsay is just basically a cartoon character, right? Like, I feel like we can all agree he's a cartoon character and the worst grilled cheese maker ever. Have y'all seen that video? It is infuriating. Fucking Michelin chef can't even make a grilled cheese for the life of him. It was insane. I'm like, how is it that I can make a better grill? Dog, I fuck up ramen. I fuck up top ramen. I don't fuck up grilled cheeses. Fuck, I'm a Michelin star chef. If that's the kind of grilled cheese he's making, are you kidding me? Fucking use like some random ass cheese and whatnot. I don't understand it. It was so dumb. Adam, you are so mad. I am, because it was like the bread was, it looked burnt. It was just everything about it was bad. And then he's like, right, we smoke it in a campfire and we press it down and it's nice nutty butter with the cheese. It's a nice compliment with each other. It's like, shut up. Fucking Kraft Singles butter pan done. It's finished. It's over. You know, do the flippy doos every once in a while, not too much. Don't keep it on one side for too long. You know, you don't want burnt one side. That shit sucks. You know what I mean? It was just stupid. Like, I didn't understand why Gordon Ramsay, fucking amazing chef, makes an absolute dog shit fucking grilled cheese. Adam, that was like 5 years ago. I know, but Jesus Christ. Like, I still think about that. I don't even think it was 5 years. Probably longer than that. But like, I remembered watching that video. Oh no, it wasn't a video. It was like, it was on TV. I was like sick one day. It was like I was at work and I was sick one day. And I remember watching it and I was mad. Like, I had the flu and that shit fucking cured me by anger alone. Fuck the Dayquil. I was juicing on the anger of what fucking abomination Chef Gordon Ramsay has fucking procured. Fucking idiot. Unbelievable. It was dumb. I didn't understand it. And he's been roasted since, right? Like he's been roasted rightfully so on the internet. And like, I think like his response was like, who doesn't like, you know, who doesn't like a grilled cheese by a fire or some shit? It's just like, shut up. No one's making grilled cheeses by a fire. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? When you need a quick something, you don't got much, you know, and you always have cheese. You always have bread. And somehow you always have butter. Or maybe I'm just the only fatty that has all that shit all the time for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, like it's quick. 5 minutes. It's all you need. Well, maybe 10 minutes, you know. Whip a couple of those up. Got a nice can of fresh tomato soupy. Ooh. Done. It's over. It's finished. I'm angry again. I'm probably going to make a grilled cheese after this. Because, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Anyways. So, yeah. I think... what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, the bear. Yeah. And how stupid Burnt was. I love how I was like... At the beginning of this episode, I was like, the Burnt was it was fine. Then it was a gray. Yeah, you know what? They're stupid. Because here's the thing. It's like, I hate talking shit about movies, but here's the thing. It's nothing against the filmmaker. Making a movie is so fucking hard. So, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to like give a fair warning on this, but like, I never, ever, 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 ever come from a place of hatred when it comes to like, I don't want to say criticizing a film, but like pointing out some differences that may or may not have, like, you know, bothered me or whatever. You know? It's kind of one of those things. So, anyways, going back to Bear. Super good. I highly recommend season 1 because there's so many character arcs that are like... that feel fulfilling too. I probably have to watch season 1 again. But it was like definitely fulfilling. Like it definitely left a cliffhanger for sure. Because at the end, spoiler again. Because at the end, they renamed the restaurant, or at least as I think they were going to rename the restaurant. But they found the money in all the tomato cans and shit, and that was excellent. That was an excellent fucking reveal. Class act, you know? Fucking 300K. That's just from nowhere. Didn't make any sense. Thinking that was the money that was supposed to be owed to Cicero. So yeah, I can't wait for season 2. So the one thing I wanted to talk about too. Damn it, I wish it was a better segue. Whatever. Free podcast. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So the cigarettes on the counter. That episode, I think that was with the health inspector. That reveal, or that reversal, I guess, in reveal, was fucking awesome. Because it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course, Carmy wouldn't do that. He's not an idiot. He wouldn't leave cigarettes in the fucking kitchen for no reason. He's a fucking Michelin star chef. Why would he do that? He knows better. He stays for like 3 hours cleaning the fucking thing. You think he's gonna leave his cigarettes out? And he definitely did. He absolutely did when he thought that it was his cousin. And even his cousin thought it was him. He left those cigarettes because I guess they smoked the same shit. And he just gave this fucking, when the inspector pointed it out, just gave this audible fuck. The guy who plays as Richie is awesome. He was in Andor, and that was really good. Fucking phenomenal. Shout out to season 2. Can't wait. Anyway, so Bear and Richie, their dynamic is fucking awesome too. Just like fighting over the stupid hot dog and dressing it up with the t-shirt and shit. It's just so dumb. It's such a dumb idea, And it's just like count on Richie to like just come up with like the most boneheaded shit ever, And Maddie Matheson, come on. Give me a break. Plays Neil Fack. Super rad. I love Maddie. It's kind of, again, it's like all those people are dead. Like, there's not one person who you wouldn't want to hang out. I would definitely hang out with Richie. I wouldn't want to hang out with all the drug shit, but I would definitely hang out with them, like, in the restaurant. I would hang out with all those people. It's kind of like Cast of Cheers style. Just, like, come into the shop and just hear them scream at each other, It's just be awesome. I think that's about it. I've hit an hour, and also I'm now have a hankering for a fucking grilled cheese because Gordon Ramsay makes me mad. That's been it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm tired, and it's grilled cheese time. Later.